All right, we're back with more Call to the Booth. That's Aqib, Talib. I'm Harrison Sanford. We're getting ready for another week of fantasy football. You're not out of it just yet. I know some of y'all are kind of tight, but you're not out of the race just yet. We're only in week 4. Some people not so happy. For the most part, you've been pretty spot on, Aqib, but there was one fan that hollered at us on our social media account, Call to the Booth, on Instagram and Twitter. Hollered at us on Instagram going back to week 2. Was not happy. I'll read it word for word. This comes from Suave_86. Yo, man. I'm going to read it exactly how he typed it too. Yo, man. I ain't listening to you no more. I sat DK Metcalf on my fantasy because you over there talking about the game going to be, about he going to get locked down by Gilmore. Come on, man. At Call to the Booth. Ironically, the way it's kind of on the Instagram screen, you put W's right after, but that's not really how it came out. You know, Instagram algorithm is all messed up. Anyways, for the most part, you've been on point, but, you know, Metcalf did go off against Gilmore. What is your response?
Yeah. Man, some guys is going, you know, elevate from what they was last year. At the beginning of the year, all we can go off is what you did last year. So DK is one of those guys who, man, he's improving on what he did last year. So I bet against him. I ain't gonna bet against him no more until he show me otherwise, man. So hey, man, I messed up. Don't lose faith in me though, baby. Ride with lead. I'm lead. Ride with lead, man. Come on.
You've been pretty good so far. We might name that a segment. Ride with lead. That's the story for that. Yeah, we'll have another production meeting after the show.
Week 3 is in the books, and like the great Bill Belichick would say, on to week 4, baby. And DraftKings Sportsbook got a new offer. So tell them about the details, Harrison.
I don't think Bill Belichick would have said baby at the end, but maybe you never know. You was in the locker room, not me. But yes, DraftKings Sportsbook has a new offer for new users only. If you go to the App Store, download the app, you could turn $1 into $100. Yes, $1 into $100. All you have to do is place the bet on the appropriate winning team, and you could turn a little into a lot.
You can't beat that, Harrison. Download the top-rated DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use promo code BOOTH21 when you sign up to get this can't-miss offer. Pick any team during Week 3. You bet $1 on them and get a chance to win $100 if they win. That's $1 to win $100 if you use the promo code BOOTH21 during the sign-up.
And that's for a limited time only at DraftKings Sportsbook. You must be 21 or older and Colorado only. Eligibility restrictions apply. See DraftKings.com/sportsbook for details. And if you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700. Now back to the show.
With that being said, let's go to some quick fantasy football questions. Start 2, sit 1. Chris Godwin versus the Chargers. Hollywood Brown versus the Washington football team. AJ Green versus the Jacksonville Jaguars. You can start 2, you got to sit 1. Godwin, Hollywood Brown, AJ Green.
Okay, Godwin, hot Patriots offense, man. Thomas getting the ball to whoever he wants to get the ball to, man. So then Chris Harris, you take him out that secondary. They're not the same. They're not the same secondary with Chris Harris in there. Start Godwin. Hollywood, they're coming off of a terrible performance, terrible 97-yard performance. Lamar, he wear a big chip on his shoulder, man. Expect them guys to come out and drop 30. Expect Hollywood to score a touchdown. He underthrew Hollywood in the inside release fade. That should have been a touchdown right there. Expect Hollywood to have a touchdown and some yards. Start Hollywood. Sit AJ Green for the simple fact he hasn't showed us nothing yet. He hasn't went off on fantasy yet. Proof is in the pudding, man. Hey, until you go off, you can't start him, man. Sit him down. There you go.
I'll be starting him because Deontay Johnson can still be in that concussion protocol, and that's my other wide receiver on top of Hollywood Brown. Maybe, you know what? Maybe it's just me asking these questions. We don't even have fan questions. Maybe I'm just asking you for my team in public.
Hey, whatever works, whatever works, Harrison, is what it is. The listeners will love it.
All right, let's do this. Start 2, sit 1 by running back edition. Mike Davis versus the Arizona Cardinals. Leonard Fournette versus the Chargers. Todd Gurley versus the Packers. Start 2, sit 1. Mike Davis, Leonard Fournette, Todd Gurley.
Okay, I'm gonna go Todd Gurley. Start Todd Gurley, man. He's finding his swag in his offense. He had a pretty good game last week, got in his zone. Who else we got? Mike Davis. Who else we got?
Mike Davis versus the Arizona Cardinals, and Leonard Fournette versus the Chargers.
Leonard Fournette. Start Leonard Fournette, man. I think the Bucks get up early, and I think Leonard Fournette and 2-7, big 2-7. I think they both big carries. Yeah, big Ronald Jones. I think they both get a lot of carries, 17 to 16, 17 carries apiece. Because I think they're gonna get up early, and it's gonna be a run fest for those guys, man. So, start big 2-8, man. Start Leonard Fournette, and then that leave us with Mike Davis. Sit Mike Davis, man. He hasn't been productive. He wasn't productive against the Chargers, and Arizona, they just about the same. They just about the same rank. I think middle of the pack run defense. That's the Chargers. He didn't do nothing against the Chargers. I think it'll be the same against Arizona, man. The morale is not there, man. They're not playing good football, man. Our city.
Yeah, they were lucky to get that win against the Chargers. All right.
Yeah.
A popular thing to do in fantasy football is pick a streaming defense, particularly if your team is going against a stout or a very explosive offense. You might have drafted high with a defense, but that's just not the right matchup. So here are some defenses that are not popular to play usually, but in this week, they might be. Which one are you preferring? You can only pick one. The Cowboys defense versus the Browns. The Seahawks leaky defense versus Ryan Fitzpatrick. And the Kansas City defense coming off a really good performance against the Ravens against New England. So one more time. The Dallas Cowboys defense against Baker Mayfield. The Seahawks leaky defense against Ryan Fitzpatrick. Or Kansas City's defense against Cam Newton. You could only pick one defense.
Man, I gotta go with the Cowboys defense, man. They playing at home. Cowboys usually play pretty good at home. And for the simple fact that I absolutely hate the other two matchups, man. I hate this one. I absolutely hate the other two matchups, man. So I'm gonna just go with the Cowboys at home. Hopefully it get out of hand early. They can play straight pass defense and they clean it up. So let's go Cowboys defense, man. Maybe
they can get some sacks.
Some sacks, you know what I'm saying? A late interception or something. You know what I'm saying? A couple players that get you some points, man. But I absolutely hate the other two matchups, man. So let's go Cowboys at home. Hopefully they get some points on the board. They get some sacks and some late INT, like you said. So let's go Cowboys.
Yeah, and maybe Trayvon Diggs can do another poke the ball.
Let's go, Trey. Get on the board, man. Trey finna get on the board, get a pick this week.
There you go.
Let's go, Trey.
There you go.
My dog.
All right. Those are your fantasy football questions answered. We'll be right back with more Call to the Booth. We'll look at all the primetime games, look at the over-unders, look at the against the spread situations there before we send you home, hopefully, to a week 4 win. We'll be back. We'll be right back.